It's Baseline. I'm concerned about something because I've been watching a lot of DVDs recently, mostly non-fiction, PBS Discovery Channel kind of stuff, because I like to, power myself with as much information as possible. Here's what I'm saying, is we're not teaching things anymore. I've noticed this since I've been watching these, after a short separation really from a lot of media that's I was watching. When I was growing up, and I don't want to be nostalgic, but when I was growing up, if you watched PBS or if you watched, like, say, Cosmos by Carl Sagan, you would actually learn things. You would actually be shocked by certain things. Biology, chemistry, evolutionary ideas, cosmology, the stars, everything. Distance, the speed of light, how time travel could be done. These were fascinating pieces, and Carl Sagan was only a small part of it. Of course, he was a great articulator, and he was easy on the eye on camera, but he was not a star component of the show. The information was. Now, fast forward to today, I've got 3 DVDs, for example, that I checked out last night and watched them. I watch 3 or 4 a night, if I can. When you look at these titles, one is an architectural piece, one is Some Debts Can't Be Paid with Money, Margaret Atwater. This is Ben Franklin's Bones, right? Was Ben Franklin a serial killer? I'll explain what I'm talking about here. We watch a lot of reality shows. It makes up most of the shows that we watch today. There's nothing wrong with them all. But if you analyze the content of them, they really work only in reality, right? You can't have Gilligan's Island things happening on them. Wait, that's impossible. You can't have a car made out of bamboo, right? So you're in a different area, reality show. What we're doing is we're watching other people live better lives than us, basically. We're not being introduced to anything other than things that we can't afford to buy. And it's fun to watch somebody brush their teeth and whatever, but we're really watching another life. It's like we can sit in a room, but if you look back through the TV, look where we're sitting. So when you look at educational programs and science programs now, for example, I went in one on the Collider, the Hadron Collider recently, and the entire thing, the entire hour, was basically a reality show. They were talking to the scientists, they were talking to the people involved with it, and any, the janitor all the way up to the lead scientist, about how great and breathtaking and landmark this was in each one of them. Yes, I'm happy to be involved with this, and it's taken 4 or 6 years, and the scientists, yes, this will just be the greatest event in history. This is the end all of science. The janitor, yes, it's great to have a job. Where was the information about the black holes they discovered? The strangeness, the other things about the origin of the universe, the science of it? There was nothing. All the way to the end. Basically, it was just people talking about how they built it. Oh, there was a problem here because, Geneva didn't agree on this and they couldn't get funding for this. But where's the science, for God's sake? There was none of it. I couldn't believe it. Here's Ben Franklin's Bones. Wow, Ben Franklin, what do you get you to buy this? Basically, this is about the discovery of the red blood cell. Right, his assistant who lived with him in a building, and there was lots of bones they found. There was back early anatomy, and one of his, pupils discovered the red blood cell. That's fantastic. This is a goddamn story. It has nothing to. Ben Franklin is cleared within the first minutes of it. Yeah, he had the house. Was he responsible? Blah, 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 blah. That's it. How the fuck else would you buy it? If this is the discovery of the red blood cell, would you buy the fucking thing? Yes, if you wanted information. But this is just crap. And then you have to watch this fawning over Ben Franklin through the whole thing when you're basically just avoiding the subject now. Some debts can't be paid with money. Margaret Atwater. It's about debt, the discussion of debt. No, it's not. All right? It's about a small family in Argentina that have a blood feud because they're so backwards that they feel that they can't resolve until one of them are killed. Okay? I'm not even going to argue that. That's backwards, that's stupid, it's traditional, it doesn't belong in the 21st century. Sometimes you go to slap both of them. They're not load-bearing components of anything, but their families and the people that love them. But no, we can't go on with our lives until one of us kill each other. Some debts can't be fair. What about national debt? What about not sending aid drugs to Africa? That's repaying it. That's basically being in a war with Africa when we deny drugs or certain. What about sanctions? What about the very thought that some things can't be paid by money because they're hurt too much by emotion? There's to be great at that. There's the discussion on this. And she quotes people talking about it all the time, but she doesn't go to. She goes back to Argentina and shows a lot of wildlife shots. Fluff. This is an architectural thing. How much is the building weigh, Mr. Foster? It's beautifully shot. If you're an architectural student, you get on to it. But it says nothing about architecture. Absolutely nothing. It basically just shows, hey, look how wonderful an architect this guy is. And it doesn't talk about demolition, it doesn't talk about construction, it doesn't talk about gravity, it doesn't talk about the issues of building something, labor unions, the time when they can come in and do certain things, pull electricity, etc. It says nothing! Go on and on with the DVDs I've been buying. You know, where's the new information? Where's something? Where's the old information we actually know it, rather than recede into the past? Very disappointing, very weird. Nothing wrong with it. I always preach nothing wrong with anything. You know, be as dumb as you want, be as smart as you want. I think it's fine. But the choices that are out there need to be improved. You know, a person is only as good as the choice they make. They always make good decisions, but you can't give 3 bad choices to a person and expect them to make a good one. So we're falling down on the supply side of human intelligence. It's baseline.